Are you someone who struggles with short-lived achievement periods? Maybe you struggle with being really tight and fixated in the details of projects, or maybe you're an all or nothing kind of person. If any of this resonates, take a breath. You are in the right place. And welcome to my Thursday Tickles, a time where I tickle you with information for your personal expansion. Why? So you can have more power and choice in navigating all of life's challenges and adventures. Today's tickle topic is how perfectionism isn't perfect. So, hello, Facebook, and hello, Instagram. I'm so excited to be sharing with you some different resources that how perfectionism can show up, how perfectionism isn't perfect, and at the very end, I'll be sharing with you 3 different ways that you can really start bringing in some actionable items so you can have more action in taking over that power and choice of the perfectionist mindset. So, hello everybody. Hi Kevin. Hi Leah. And let's go ahead and it is time to get tickled. So, the truth is, when it comes to perfectionism, many of us really experience the kind of side effects or behaviors that come with a perfectionist mindset. If you have ever caught yourself getting stuck in the details of a project, or maybe in the mindset of feeling like the conditions have to be absolutely perfect for you to start something, then you might resonate with some of these perfectionist tendencies. Now, even though all of us really have that inner critic that is kind of giving us judgment and second guessing ourselves, when we take that next step of going into a perfectionist mindset, it becomes a little more rigid, a little more tight. There's not as much room for error. And as a result, we're really going to be taking on a lot of that responsibility on ourselves. So perfectionists have a difficult time reaching out for support because in that process of saying, hey, I need some help, well, there might be a chance that other people will see that we don't exactly know that we're doing things perfectly or we can't do it on our own. So if any of this resonates, take a breath because perfectionism is on the rise. Studies have shown that over the last few years, perfectionism is going up year by year. And there are a lot of different reasons for this. And one of the main theories behind it is really social media. We live in a world where from a very young age, we are really given this perfectionist mindset. Get good grades, be the best. So, of course, as we grow and evolve, we really try and maintain that level of expectation. We really use that perfectionist mindset to drive our succession, us succeeding. And with social media becoming ever more prevalent with so many different platforms, we're also really beginning to take in this narrative of other people that is perfect or is ideal. And so over time, we start to really internalize these concepts of perfectionism, of being perfect, of wanting to be perfect, and really wanting to project that perfect image. But the thing is with perfectionism, it's not exactly perfect because, yes, there can be some benefits to it. I speak as a recovering perfectionist. I really found that perfectionist mindset to be a badge of honor. I was the all or nothing, get it done girl. And honestly, I based a lot of my accomplishments, I gave that credit to my perfectionism. If it wasn't for my perfectionism, then I wouldn't have had those late nights. I wouldn't have put in all that effort. I wouldn't have gone over the details. And the truth is, although perfectionism was driving that effort, it wasn't healthy for me. Because if any of you struggle with perfectionism, you can know that debilitating feeling that is when you are about to put something out into the world and that perfectionist comes up, it can be like an emergency brake on your thoughts. It can really stop you, even creating a little bit of that decision paralysis. So, one way that can really shift out of that perfectionism mindset is to reconnect to why you're doing something. So, everybody, these Thursday tickles are short little times where I'll be giving you some insights. So, what I want to dive into now is how to shift out of that perfectionist mindset. Again, just to recap, we all struggle with the inner critic. Perfectionism is kind of that next level of having our goals and our success and our sense of self worth connected to our outcomes and what we're producing. I'll say that again. Perfectionism is really focusing not on the journey, but on the outcomes because our sense of self is really connected to it. And perfectionism it's not a bad guy. Imagine perfectionism as just a different part of your mind, a different energetic part of your being. And the truth is, perfectionism is trying to keep you safe. Perfectionism, although it can be really annoying and debilitating at times, it's really meant to keep us safe. Perfectionism is really going to try, it's got a big fear, a fear that we're going to be rejected or judged. So as a result, that's when that coping mechanism of perfectionism comes out. We got to make sure we're doing things perfect because we don't want other people to realize that we're not good enough. That imposter syndrome, that we don't really know what we're doing. We don't want to feel that pain of being rejected from society because we're not living up to these perfect expectations that are being placed on us. I share that with you because it can be really powerful in being able to look at these parts of ourselves, this perfectionist aspect of ourselves, as just a separate kind of being of us, a part of us that is just trying to keep us safe. And in that level of kind of detachment, we can have more control and choice in how we navigate and interact with our perfectionism. But 3 ways that I'd like to share with you on really how to help overcome the perfectionist mindset is one, reconnecting to your why. Why are you doing the thing that it is that you're doing? Because perfectionism is going to have us focus on those outcomes, but if we can connect to our why, it's going to get us a lot more invested, involved in the journey. So, for example, I could easily be sitting here spending 20, 30 minutes doing this Thursday Tickle or not doing them at all and focusing on videos instead. I could be losing my mind because my dog Rugby is really excited at the mailman or whoever it is that's outside. But the truth is, if I stayed in that space of perfectionism and perfectionist mindset, then I wouldn't be giving the value or the content that I am now. But what I am able to connect to isn't the outcome of having it perfect, but it's really on just serving you, the community, making sure that you have the tools because my mission is to support and inspire you so that you can confidently handle all of life's uncertainty and adventures. So being able to connect to my why and connect to your why is really going to shift what is driving your effort. Instead of perfectionism driving your effort, your desire and drive to light the community, to connect with your friends. Valentine's is around the corner. If you can shift that drive and effort from having a perfect Valentine's Day or Galentine's to connecting to someone, to sharing quality time, you'll notice a big shift in perspective. The other thing that can be really helpful in shifting out of that perfectionist mindset is really to get a coach or a therapist. Talk to someone. Like I was saying, perfectionists have a difficult time reaching out for support. But one thing that can be really powerful is that being able to express and acknowledge your feelings and thoughts. Because perfectionism, as it is here to keep us safe and make sure that we're not getting rejected or judged, we can come up with a lot of limiting beliefs around them. And limiting beliefs are going to be beliefs that limit you in some way. And as a result, we're going to have certain rules in regards to being a perfectionist, certain limiting beliefs that are going to kind of have this pattern. And so, what can be really helpful is being able to create new responses. Creating new responses because you can't change perfectionism overnight. So, if you're like, this is the pattern and the template that I've been using my whole life, and now I'm doing this, the brain is not going to like that, and your perfectionism is going to come back and take over the driver's seat. And from that place, you're going to feel a lot more anxiety, resistance, and even resentment sometimes. So, just to recap on some ways that you can really kind of help overcome that is one, connect to your why. Two, just talk to someone, whether it's a coach or a therapist, just seek some support. And three, just start creating some new responses to the old rules that you have around perfectionism, which means you might have to do some work and figure out where exactly perfectionism is showing up in your life and what are the rules that you have around it. If any of this resonates and you're like, oh my gosh, Des, I need some more information on perfectionism, I invite you to join me February 28th at 4 o'clock p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern for my free event, Silence the Inner Critic. I'll be diving a lot more into the perfectionist mindset and really how we can break out of the loop of perfectionism and take that emergency brake and put it down so we can live a life of confidence, clarity, and freedom being the really big thing. So everyone, I hope that you have enjoyed today's Thursday Tickles with the tickle topic being how perfectionism isn't perfect. Next week, join me live at the same time where I'll be diving into high achiever mindset or perfectionist mindset. So, everybody, thank you so much. I'm Des Caminos, your embodiment life coach. I invite you to the event February 28th at 4 p.m. Silence the Inner Critic if you want some more. And stay tuned and follow me because this month I'll be sharing lots of resources on how to overcome perfectionism. Sending love and light always. And now for the awkward time where I tickle you and get off live. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.